All righty. So before we start Unit 8, which is the next unit, I want to ask for questions, issues, comments, struggles. Anyone need help with something? What can we, what do we need to review? What are you struggling with?
No, I'm fine.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, so um, I would like, um, obviously, the point of you all continuing to practice the previous prayers that we've moved on from. So, Shalom Aleichem that we started with, Shabbat candle blessing, the Kiddush, the Shema, is the more you practice it, the more familiar you become, and then your fluency and speed will pick up. So that's why I don't want you guys to think, oh, I know it, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm just going to start with this Lecha Dodi, for instance. I don't think you're ready to do that. I really think you should spend less and less time starting with Shalom Aleichem, because again, we've been doing Shalom Aleichem since February 5th or a little after, right? It was what we started with. So if you start with that every day, if you practice every day, it should become so familiar. So that's the concept of building on all of that. Familiarity comes, your speed picks up, takes you less time, and then you move on to what is the newest prayer and practice, practice, practice with the new prayer. So obviously the new prayer is Lecha Dodi. I'm happy to go through. Do you want us to say it together, or do you want me just to start with the new material?
I would like you to say and have us repeat it.
Okay.
Repeat it.
Okay, will do. So we are on page 52. Okay. I think what I'll do is I'll mute you guys so that I'll go slow. You can either read right before and I'll say it, or if you choose to listen to me and read after, either way, I know that's what we were doing last time. And I think you all like that a lot, so that's what I'm going to do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I just need to pull up the right buttons here. Okay, I'm going to mute you guys. All right, in the box on page 52 is the song and prayer Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Panei Shabbat Nikabula. So that last word, I'm purposely pronouncing that middle letter, the bet. So nikabula. It has two dots under it, so it gets a little nikabula. Next line. Shamor vizachor bedibor echat. Excuse me, echad. Echad. Next line. Hishmi anu. El Hamyuchad. Hamyuchad. Next line. Adonai Echad Ushmo Echad. Am I going too fast? It's okay? A little too fast. Okay, I'll slow down a smidge. Okay. Next line. L'shem Ulatif eret. I'm going to say that word again. Ulatif eret. Velit hila. This more accurate might be velit hila. But when you say it more directly, it comes out velit hila. Velit hila. Next line. Likrat Shabbat Lechu v'nelcha. Ki hi makor habaracha. Merosh mikedem nesucha. Sof ma'aseh b'machashava techila. Everybody good? Okay. Now we're just past the halfway mark. Yamin usmol tifrotzi. So I'm going to read this again. The first word is the easy one. The two next words are a little tricky. Yamin usmol tifrotzi. Next line. Ve'et Adonai ta'aritzi al yad ish ben partzi. V'nismecha v'nagila. Boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala. Gam v'simcha uv'tzahala toch emunei am segula boi chala boi chala. All right, would you guys unmute yourself so I can ask you a couple questions? So some of you I see have pencils, and I'm, certainly I don't know what you're writing, and it's up to you what you're writing, but my suggestion is perhaps giving yourselves sort of slashes between syllables to help you focus on pronouncing certain syllables together. So I hope that's helpful. I hope you're not writing transliteration, because as we were talking about earlier, you're just gonna make yourself miserable. You're not gonna really learn to read it in Hebrew if you're writing it in, some form of English letters.
I'm making marks on words I'd like to hear again.
Perfect. That's excellent. That's a good practice. And so, Edith, tell me what you want to hear again.
Okay, see where we have the space in the middle of the page?
Yes.
Okay, the line right above.
Okay.
That third word begins with B.
Yes. Okay. So that third word is b'machashava. So b'machashava.
Okay.
Right. And so for purposes of pronunciation, if you want to put the emphasis on the sha, the letter immediately following the one that has the double vowel, the shva, the two dots down and the line across. Usually the emphasis is going to come right after that.
Ooh, okay.
B'machashava.
And then going from there, count down 3 lines.
Okay.
The line that begins with L.
Al.
The next, all. Yod,
Yeah.
and the next word.
Ish.
Ish, okay,
Ish means man. Ish.
okay.
And I thought you were going to ask me for the last word, part
last
C.
D.
Part C is the last word,
Mm-hmm. No,
but fine. So,
Sorry.
excellent. These are good questions. Other questions? Okay. I've made a note to try and find you someone else reading Lecha Dodi. Although, did I record it at the end of last class? Me
Yes.
reading it very slowly. So it's there in our recording that you'll find. What was it, April 30th? In the recordings we just looked at on the Women's League website under spring semester Rachel Ferber class. So you can always go to that, scroll to the end of our recording and just go through it slowly, just like we did just now. Okay? Good. All right, we're going to move on to Unit 8, which starts on page 53. This unit introduces 3 prayers. The first one is Kaddish. This one happens to be the mourner's Kaddish. There are a variety of different Kaddishes that we say. The one I think most people are most familiar with is this one, the mourner's Kaddish, which is not written in Hebrew. It's written in Aramaic, but it certainly looks like Hebrew to us, and we're used to the words. So we're going to learn to read it, obviously. After we do Kaddish, then we'll come to Vayachulu, and then we'll come to Vishamru. So that's just the order of upcoming prayers. On page 53 at the top, he focuses again on the Vav, and this time that it's going to be at the beginning of a lot of the words in the Kaddish prayer. So at the beginning of the words that he has in lines 1 through 4, a Vav with a Shavah, the 2 dots under it. The reason it's there, it serves the purpose of the meaning and. Vav at the beginning of a word usually signifies and. But for reading purposes, it's just going to be a V. Each of these Vav with 2 dots is V. Pronunciation is V throughout. Paula.
In my copy at the top, it looks like it's a Vav with 1 dot under it.
Mine too. And I think that's an extraneous dot. I don't even think he meant to put it there. I think it's a bad copy that got copied multiple times.
Yeah.
So it's not the Vav with 2 dots under it that they're talking about?
It is the dot. So if you look at lines 1 through 4 here, each and every word begins with a Vav with 2 dots under it.
So I could put 2 dots under that.
You could
As
put 2
opposed to
dots
the
under the
one
one
dot.
at the top. Sure.
Yeah,
Sure. That's
yeah.
fine.
That's what they're really.
That's the focus. That's the focus. Sure. Yes. Other questions? Okay. I know I haven't done this in a long time, but does anyone want to read? I'm happy to have you guys read, but I certainly don't want to make you uncomfortable. So if you don't want to, it's fine. Okay, I'll read. I'm going to take a sip first. Okay. So the words in lines 1 through 4 will all appear, I believe, in the Kaddish in the box below. But we'll start with lines 1 through 4. I'll read, you guys pronounce after. Okay. Do you want me to mute you all so you only hear yourself?
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Okay, I'll do it. Here we go. All right, everyone's muted but me. First line, first word. Vayit Kadash. Next word. Vayam Lich. Vayish Tabach. Vayit Pa'ar. Vayit Romam. Line 2. Vayit nase. Vayit hadar. Vayit ale. Vayit halal. Line 3. Bashir ra. I'm sorry, I mispronounced that. Vashirata. I'm going to say it again. Vashirata. V'nechemata. V'imru. Line 4. V'chayim. V'al. V'imru. V'al. V'imru. Right. If anyone has questions, unmute yourself and let them rip.
The last word in row 2.
Okay. V'yit halal.
Lal.
Lal. Lal. Two
Lal.
L's. Two L's. So the first L has a la, and the second L is just the L. So it's lal.
Okay. The eat row. The eat halal.
V'yit halal.
Rachel, could you do the second word on the third line?
Yes. V'nechemata.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay. Any other questions? All right, then I think, so mute yourselves or I'll mute you again. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the box. We're going to read the Kaddish, Kaddish in the box. I'll go slowly. I'll try to go as slow as I just went. And you guys repeat as you like, but then you'll have a recording of it, okay? Here I go, in the box. Yit gadal, v'yit kadash, shemei rabbah, v'alama di v'ra chirute, excuse me, chirute, v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon, uv'yomechon, uv'chaye, dechol, beit, Yisrael, ba'agala, uvizman, kariv, ve'imru, amen. Questions before I go on? Okay, we're going on. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mivarach Le'alam Ul Almei Al-Maya. Now I'm reading very slowly. I hope that's good. When you hear it said with a group, it's going to be faster than this. And it sounds, sometimes the way they pronounce it, it's like things are slurring together. But we're focusing word by word, syllable by syllable. Okay, so now we're on the 5th line. Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar, v'yitaleh, v'yithalal, shemei dekudesha, barich hu, excuse me, le'ela, in the parentheses, ul-ela, min, kol, birchata, v'shirata. I'm going to say that again because I slur that together. V'shirata, tushbechata, v'nechemata, da'amiran, ve'alma, ve'imru, amen. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Second to last line. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Okay, unmute yourselves and holler out what we should go over again.
When
Whole
this,
thing.
when
The whole
this,
thing.
when this is done, they really speed through it so
They do.
quickly.
They do. And it's challenging because they really go on autopilot. So I have a recording that I'm going to send you. In fact, I can play it while we're together and then I'll send it to you. But he does a very nice job of also explaining where the congregation is going to repeat, where they're going to chime in with amen or repeat. So anyway, that will help you a lot too. But let's address your questions now. So Rhoda, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I find the yod a little bit troubling,
There's a lot of them in here.
and they're pronounced differently at different times. Sometimes they're not pronounced, sometimes they are pronounced. And with the last word in the fourth line,
Okay.
is it Almaya? Almaya? How is it?
Oh
So
my,
it's
yeah. Oh
Almaya. So that yud is pronounced like a Y.
It's just
my,
Almaya.
yeah.
Yep, exactly. Almaya.
Okay.
I'm gonna look for a place where it's so like let's focus on yuds for a minute. Okay, in the second line, the second word. Well, okay, hold on. We'll start in the top. I take it back. Let's start at the top. The first word, yit gadal. So that yud sounds like a Y, right? Yit gadal. The next word, vayit kadash. Again, it sounds like a Y. Okay. The second to the last word on that line,
Yeah.
D, right? So the yud is silent, but it's not just D, it's D,
Yeah, but
right?
I-
Because it has a little Y sort of sense at the end. The second line, the second word,
Yeah.
but v'yam lich, yam lich, okay. So most of these, so then, okay, so now the fourth word in the second line, b'chai yechon. So here, so maybe I'm b'cha yechon. I mispronounced it. So that double yud.
Yes.
So I'm gonna. So we got b'cha yechon. So I will tell you that I probably have years of mispronouncing it because I'm saying it from memory and not looking at the word, and I mispronounce it. But when I stop and look at the letters, I'm correcting myself. B-ha-ye-chon.
Why would it be a double yud?
I don't know the answer to that because the way I've been pronouncing it, I was thinking it was b'chaye-ye-chon, so that the vowel under the yud was under the second yud, not the first yud, is how I've been mispronouncing it. But it's under the first yud. So I apologize. And that's the thing about prayers we know so well, and we hear others say them and we go through them at lickety split, zoom. So that's a mistake on my part. The next word, uv yo me hon. So the yud, the first yud goes with the O sound, it becomes yo. And then the second yud comes after the mem with the A under it. So uv yo me chon. And then the
Where
last,
are you, Rachel? I lost you.
I'm
Where
at
are
the
you?
end of line 2, the last
you.
2 words in line 2.
Okay.
So I just, the
But
second to
you're not
last,
saying the second yud.
I'm sorry.
You're not saying the second yud.
Well, so I think what the second yud, all right, so you're talking about the third to last word in line
No,
2.
the second.
The second.
Yeah, so we've got,
Ooh.
this is the fourth word in line 2, right?
Yes.
Okay,
show
so if you break it down, b,
Yes.
ha, yay. So you are saying it because it's not yeah or yay, it's yay. You kind of have that second yud there. B, ha, yay, tone. Okay, and the next word, uv, yo, me, chon. And then the last word on line 2 is very similar to the 1-2 words back, but it's uv, ha, yay. So I do feel like that second yud gets pronounced because of that yay.
I drag into it.
Yeah, yeah. You drag another yud with you as at the very end. Yeah,
But the next to the last word,
yeah. Uv,
the yud after the mem
yes.
is that's not really pronounced. Is it?
You're right. It's not pronounced on its own. It makes the mem say may.
Okay.
Okay.
Uv yo may chon. Okay, let's keep going and look for yuds. I like this game. This is a good game. So in line 3,
It's none.
it's a good game. I mean, it really makes us focus. I like that.
Eight.
So the second word in line 3, bait,
Yep.
means house, bait, Yisrael, right? And those are all the yuds in line 2.
No.
Bait.
No, the third from last, third. from
Oh,
last
there
one.
you're right. Kariv.
Kareem,
Oh, Reeve.
Reeve.
So in this word, I would agree with, if you were to tell me this yud was silent, I would agree with you. Because if I were to ignore that yud, I'd still end up pronouncing this kariv. So this yud really to me is silent. Because a resh with 1 dot under it is re, and it's got a vet at the end, so it would be kariv, whether it's the yud is there or not. Okay. the fourth line in our search for yuds, the first word, Yehay. So the yud has a shva, so it has a short ah. Hey. And then we're going to move to the last two words
Yeah.
in the line,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Okay. Ul al me. Okay.
Okay.
And then the very last word. So this is an interesting one. So it ends in an aleph. It ends in an aleph, a silent letter, because the yud has a vowel under it. All right. So now the yud is going to say ya. So al maya. Exactly. Whoever said that got it dead on. Al maya.
Can you do the word before that then?
Yes, of course. Ul al me.
Excuse me?
All right, so we're on the fourth line, second to last word, right? Ul me.
May.
May.
Yes.
Then Almaya.
Okay. The fifth line. This line has a yud in every word, and every word except the first starts with a v. So this is kind of what he was getting at. All right, so the first. All right, so you know what? Let's mute you guys and I'll read them, okay? And of course, if you want me to answer a question, just raise your hand. But I'm going to read across very slowly. Line 5. Yit ba rach. V'yish ta bach. V'yit pa'ar. V'yit ro mam. V'yit na say. V'yit hadar. So if you look at the first and second word on this line, these two words are very similar. The difference being the first word, you have, it starts with the yud, and then you've got t, ba, ach. If we ignore the yud, you've got t, ba, rach. The second word, very similar, shtabach. If you ignore the v and the yud, you get shtabach. So there's I think the reason this prayer, which was written in Aramaic and is written, there's so many sounds that keep repeating themselves, was written that way because back then people didn't have books and a lot of people couldn't read, even if they had the book. If the prayers had been written down, they couldn't read it. So they wanted people to remember. It's like a poem, right? How we remember the phraseology, the sounds of the words. Certainly when I was teaching my kids things, whether, we're teaching them the alphabet, so we teach them the alphabet song. When I went to teach my kids our phone number, I taught it to them as a little song. I came up with a tune, and I taught them our phone number as a tune. So when you hear it, it's much easier to remember that these sounds keep repeating and your mouth is just making a slightly different consonant to go with that constant repeating sound. And that's essentially, to me, what's going on with this prayer, which is also why when you stop to read it, it sounds different, because I do think a lot of people mispronounce it. So that's just what we have to live with. And you guys being good students, you'll learn it, you'll learn to read it. But yet when you're saying it, with a group who's saying Kaddish, you might revert to the lazier way of saying it. Certainly I do. So there you go. All right. So I think I'm on line 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that right, everybody? Yes. Okay. So I'll keep going with line 6. V'yit aleh, v'yit halal, shemei, de kudesha, barich hu, le'ela. The word in parentheses, ul-ela. Yes, question. Linda, unmute. Unmute. You have to unmute.
Why is it in parentheses?
Yeah, I know you're going to ask that, and I don't remember the answer.
Okay,
I apologize.
okay.
But I'm going to find the answer for you. I will bring it back next week, or I might put it in the homework.
Okay,
Okay, thank you for asking. Okay, so we're going to keep going in the line, the word after the parenthesis. Min, kal, birchata, v'shirata. So that word I purposely slurred because when people say it, they do that. But to read it, v'shirata. But when it's pronounced, it ends up being v'shirata. But nevertheless, v'shirata. Tush b'chata. V'nechemata. Da'amiran. Be'alma. V'imru. Amen. All right, we are 4 lines from the bottom. We have a yud starting us out. Yehei, shalama, rabba, min, shemaya, or mi shemaya. But again, when you say it quickly, it sounds more like shemaya, but it is shemaya. V'chayim aleinu, v'al kal Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh, shalom, bimro, mav. Now there's a yud that doesn't give us the I so much. It's ma. It's not maiv, it's mav. And I think here the purpose is to make the word plural, but it doesn't change the pronunciation. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kal Yisrael v'imru, amen. Okay, questions? You have to unmute. Okay.
I don't have a question. I looked in my Siddur and that parenthesis, I don't know how important it is. It says on Shabbat Shuvah, we make a substitute right there.
Thank you. I was going to say,
And it looks like it's not that word so much as it is the meme,
The mean call.
mean changes to, and it connects the two. The next two words will be connected. That's the way it is in Lev Shalem.
Okay. You know, I need to look into this. I don't know the answer because my memory is that they didn't used to pronounce it. And then in the last many, many years, they started saying it. So I'm not sure. You know, certainly as they've changed the prayer books to be more inclusive, some synagogues like to include the imachot, some synagogues like to make it not just all in the masculine, they try to also include the feminine in the way the words are pronounced and written. So I wrote myself a note in two places. I'm going to look for the answer. I will get it, be advised by someone more knowledgeable than me.
In our shul also, I think between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, somehow we'll say Balayla. There's certain.
Right. Yeah. And I, yeah. Rhoda, did you have a comment on it too?
I'm sorry to make you go back to the kiddush. The fourth from the bottom, four sentences from the bottom, the fourth from the last word.
Hayamim, v'hayamim.
V'chayamim.
Yep, that's it. You said it perfectly.
V'chayamim.
Oh, no, I said it wrong. I'm looking at
V'chayim.
V'chayim, exactly. My mistake.
That's what I thought.
V'chayim, right. No.
Where does the A come from?
V'chayim. What A?
Oh, v'cha. Okay, I'm hearing v'cha. So it's v'chayim.
That's it. V'chayim.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. We only have a few minutes, but I think we have enough time to learn this last final letter, which is on page 54. This is the Tzadi Sofit. So we know the letter Tzadi, that Z sound. We've encountered it many times, and we had it in the prayer we were just reading. I know it's here. I'm going to find a word. At any rate, it's, you know, a TZ sound, a Tzadi. Come on.
Shalom Aleichem, it was,
Certainly, it's right.
boy.
But so it also has when the letter appears only at the at the end of a word, it takes on a different shape. And so the top of the letter is the same. You can see that, but it doesn't have that jog over to the right and then the flat bottom. It just has a straight line down.
In the beginning of the word, the last line of Shalom Aleichem.
Okay. Well, that's actually an ayin, not a tzadi.
No.
In Shalom Aleichem?
No, yeah, but the last line of it, the tzechem.
Oh, I'm looking at the first line. I apologize.
The tzechem. Starts with.
Line 7?
Yes.
Tzeitchem, exactly. That's a tzadi. That's tzeitchem, exactly. So, we obviously have encountered this letter many times, but it now, when it comes at the end of the word, like in aretz, land, chametz, which is chametz, we know chametz, it looks like this final letter. So, but it's literally, I believe, the very last letter you guys need to learn. So we're good. Oh,
It
so
looks like a tree, like
yeah,
ending
I
the-
agree with you. I think it looks like a tree too. Exactly. I don't know how that gets us to the TZ sound. And what's nice, so in the box, lines excuse me, 8, 9, and 10 on page 54 is a bracha, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. This is obviously, you know, for fruits of the land, right? So he's going to give us lots of words that end in sadi. So let's read line 1. You want me to read? You guys will repeat as you like or whatever. So I'll mute you all so you don't hear everybody. You'll only hear me. Okay, line 1. Eitz, chametz, aretz. Line 2. Eitz, chayim. Eitz, chayim, he. Borei, peri, ha'etz. That was line 2. I may have misstated that. Now we're at line 3. Aretz, aretz, avotenu. Artsenu. So here the sadi is in the middle, like we used to see it. Artsenu. Here it's at the end of the word, but it's not the last letter of the word. So it's not a sadi sofi because it's followed by a yud. Artsi. Ha'aratzot. I'm going to say that one again. Ha'aratzot. Line 4. Artsa. Artsa alinu. Line 5. Reshit bara. I'm saying that as a phrase, but maybe I shouldn't. I'll do word by word. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. So this is the line in the Torah.
I'm lost, Rachel. Rachel, I'm lost. Where are you?
Okay, I'm on line 5.
Okay, thank you.
And this line is, and God created the heavens and the earth, is what this line is. It's right from the Torah. I'll read it one more time. Line 5. Bereshit bara Elohim at 8.
8.
Yes, my mispronunciation earlier. Hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Line 6. Lechem min haaretz. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Line 7. Lechem hametz umatzah. We won't need that again until next Passover, but okay. Yes, question, Rhoda.
The hamid, is it not, where are we? I forget which line were we?
I just finished line 7.
Right, okay, well, all right. So it was, oh, shoot. Lechem. You pronounce it lechem. You didn't do the ch. Is it not a ch?
It is a ch, lechem.
Lechem, okay.
Yes, my throat's a little dry. I'm sorry if you can't
That's
hear
okay,
it.
okay, thank you.
Other questions? I thought I saw another hand. Okay. We did what's in the box, but we'll do it again. We'll do 8, 9, and 10. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. And so I'm just going to digress for a second, well, 30 seconds. So this bracha is not a commandment bracha. It is a bracha that you say simply to enjoy something. So we talked about, I talked about weeks and weeks ago, you have brachot that are brochat Adonai Ha'olam asher kiddishana b'mitzvotav, which is you've commanded me to do this. And then we have, so I'm doing this to respect your commandment. And then we have other brachot that are simply, wow, I'm about to enjoy something. I'm about to partake of something. I'm about to experience something. So we say a bracha, and that's what this bracha is. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. I'm about to eat something of the land, right? In this case, bread, challah, right? It's made from things that grew from the ground, haaretz. So that was just a footnote to review. Line 11. Vayechulu hashamayim v'haaretz. Line 12. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Right, everybody unmute. We're very close to the end. What you'll realize from this page is there aren't that many tzadit sofits that you run into. There aren't that many words that end in a TZ sound. And he's tried to use as many of them as he possibly could. And here they are, you know, you've got etz and chametz and aretz, and there aren't that many. So I think that's a good thing, is where I'm going with that. Okay.
What is that last line from?
Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. It's certainly it's in the Shabbos service. Where in the service?
In the Kiddush.
Probably.
Okay, thank you.
In the long version. Yeah. Because you know yes, he created the heavens and the earth essentially. Et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. I'm sorry, but right now I'm blanking out and I can't give you what.
It's good enough,
for
good enough.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm not gonna listen, well, if you want to stay on and you want to hear this, but I'll just send you the YouTube. I know it's getting late. I know some of you really have places to be. But you make me so happy, and I feel very honored that you guys like our group, that you think I'm doing a good job. I'm learning how to teach while you guys are learning how to read. And
I
it feels
think you're
really
doing a
good.
terrific job.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Is it possible for you to send the YouTube video that you'd like us to hear about the Kaddish?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it right away.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay.
Yeah. But I'm gonna send it right away. And I'm not gonna send you the unedited Zoom recording. I'm gonna assume our recording is gonna get posted Sunday, and I'm gonna send you this edited from the Women's League website, probably Sunday.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. And now you all know where to go and look for it, or even past classes. So Edith, if you need the past class, just go to the Women's League website under spring semester. You'll see it right there.
Okay. Thank you, Rachel.
You're so welcome.
Thank you.
Nice week. Happy
Thank
Mother's
you.
Day.
Weekend.
Happy Mother's
to Mom.
Day.
Hey, everybody.
Happy
Happy Mother's
Mother's
Day.
Day.
Thank
To
you.
all the moms.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.